Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Rutledge and I'm here to read another story with you. If you are someone just watching this on my Super Busy Teacher YouTube channel, welcome. If you are a Northmont kindergartner who is watching this video because we're learning about butterflies this week, hi friends, I'm so happy to see you. So my class in our distance learning, we're continuing to learn about butterflies this week. And so in our packets, we have a few pages with some butterfly life cycle activities and different things. So, so far I've read quite a few different butterfly books. You can see them back here. Monarch to Butterfly by Gail Gibbons. The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle, one of my favorites. And this other one called Monarch and Milkweed, which is another story. So yeah, and then we're also getting to see firsthand a milkweed plant and that has eggs on it and little baby caterpillars, and I'm posting videos about that as well. So I hope you enjoy those. And we're gonna get to hopefully watch the caterpillars grow and shed their skin and eventually make a chrysalis and see what happens. So it'll be fun. I hope you join us and stick with us. Today I'm sharing one of my very first butterfly stories that I purchased years ago. I fell in love with this book. The story is very rich and detailed, has very detailed illustrations. The illustrations are just gorgeous. It is not about a monarch butterfly though. It's about a different kind of butterfly called a painted lady butterfly, and it's called Butterfly House. And this story is by Eve Bunting, who is a wonderful author of several children's books. And the illustrations are by Greg Shedd. So Greg Shedd, if you watch this video, I just want you to know how much I love your illustrations. They're just absolutely beautiful. And I'm so in love with this story. So I hope the rest of you enjoy the story as well. Butterfly House. Thumbs up for the title page. Butterfly House by Eve Bunting, illustrated by Greg Shedd. There's the caterpillar, and there's a painted lady butterfly. When I was just a little girl, I saw a small black creature, like a tiny worm, and saved it from a greedy blue jay who wanted it for its lunch. I carried it inside, safe on its wide green leaf. My grandpa said it was a larva and soon would be a butterfly. There it is on the leaf. There's that greedy blue jay who wants to eat it. And there's the little girl laying in some soft, warm grass. Just the picture of that just makes me want to find a patch of grass and lay down. It looks so lovely. We laid the larva carefully on some thistle leaves inside an empty jar and put in a twig for it to climb, then made a lid of soft white paper, all stuck around with glue. My grandpa knew exactly what to do. I raised a butterfly myself, he had said, when I was just your age. How strange to think that my grandpa was once little like me. We would have been best friends if I had been there back then, I said. My grandpa smiled. Well, it worked out anyhow. We're best friends now. And I love the rich detail in those illustrations. Like each little hair has been drawn, makes it look really real. Up in his room, we found a box. I cut a window in its side and covered it with a screen. Soon I could look inside and see my larva looking back at me. What would she see? A human face so big and scary and strange and starey? What would she think? So this is like from the perspective of if you and I were the caterpillar, or the little caterpillar inside the box, this is maybe what it would look like to us. Does it look scary? I don't know, maybe if you're a little caterpillar it would. I want it all pretty till she goes, I said. And so Grandpa and I drew flowers on colored paper. Some cone flowers, purple and blue, marigolds, lantana, bright as flame, and thistles too. We wedged a garden twig inside the box for her to walk on so her wings could dry once she became a butterfly. And there's the twig. And here's the box they're making for her, and they're making all kinds of beautiful flowers. It's a lucky caterpillar. My grandpa knows the flowers that butterflies like the best, the ones where they can rest and drink some sweet nectar. We glued and painted flowers inside the box so it was bright with color, and we even made a sky above, the lid all blue, with small white cotton clouds and green with tops of trees that seemed to sway in the soundless air. So if the caterpillar looks up inside the box, it'll look up and feel like it's looking at the sky above it. I made a curve of rainbow, like a hug to keep her safe. While she was there, we set the jar inside and closed the painted lid. Through the screened window, I could see the garden house, a place of flowers and space and waiting stillness. Each day, I put out leaves for food and watched my larva change. There, she's getting bigger, shedding their skin and eating and growing and eating and growing. A fancy word for shedding their skin is called molting. My grandpa knew when it was time to gently pull away the paper top she hung from. I taped it to the wall inside her house and let her be. She would hang free inside the chrysalis that kept her hidden from the world. So she started out in the jar, and now they're going to put her in the house. Inside that magic place, she grew and transformed herself. Came out all drooped and limp and slack with crumpled wings, but she was a butterfly, all spotted orange and black and brown, as if someone had shaken some paints and let the drops fall down. So there's the butterfly coming out of the chrysalis, and their wings are all crumpled up like that. They have to dry and stretch out and spread out. Our painted lady, Grandpa said, "It's time." He meant that it was time for her to leave, for her new life. I swallowed tears. From the beginning, I had known that this day would come, and now it was here. My grandpa took my hand. "Cry if you like," he said. "We understand." So she's sad because she knows she has to let her butterfly go. What would happen if she didn't? What would happen if she just left the butterfly in the box? It probably wouldn't be able to get any food, right? So yeah, you have to let them free so they can go and find their food and be a butterfly. Find her friends. We carried out the box and we lifted the lid. I watched her falter as she felt for the first time the warm touch of sun, and saw some trees and felt breezes brush across her wings. She rose and rested on a fig tree branch. I saw her fly. Goodbye. So there she is, waving to her butterfly. So many years have passed since that day. I am now as old as my grandpa was that spring. When I was young, I live in the house that once was his. The garden glows with coneflowers, purple blue, and marigolds, lantana bright as flame, and thistles too. Now every spring, the painted ladies come back. They float and drift like blossoms. When I walk, they flutter by to kiss me with a painted wing. Sometimes they cling as though I am a flower myself. So yeah, you remember the little girl in the story? This little girl in the story? Yeah. Now this is her, all grown up. Isn't that cool? Yeah, now she's like a grandma. My neighbors cannot understand. Our flowers are the same kind as yours, they say each time they come and visit me. We even planted thistles to invite the butterflies, but they don't come to our house. They fill your air like autumn leaves, although it isn't even fall. It's such a mystery. I smile. It's not really a mystery at all. There she is. She's picking some flowers. All the painted lady butterflies floating. I think my painted ladies talk among themselves of how their great-great-grandma, too far back to say, was saved one day by a young girl from being eaten by a jay. This young girl made a house for her. They whisper to each other as they fly. A painted garden inside a box, so she'd see beauty as she hung in her half-sleep that we've all known. And this is that girl, but she's older now. We visit her each spring to give her back the love that she gave to us so long ago. It's not a mystery to me. I think I know. Look at the beautiful picture. Isn't that gorgeous? And there's the painted lady butterfly. Yeah, it's a beautiful story. So I have a painted lady butterfly life cycle to show you. So it starts out, let me see. It starts out with some eggs on a leaf. And then those eggs, we learned, hatch into a little caterpillar. Does that look similar to the caterpillar on the leaf in our story we just read? Yeah, little caterpillar on a leaf. And then that caterpillar makes, remember the chrysalis in the story? It was kind of a brownish color. Yeah, made a chrysalis. And then out from that chrysalis came the painted lady. This is kind of what painted lady butterflies look like. They're different. They're smaller than a monarch, but they do have some orange, so they're often mistaken for monarch butterflies, but they have more brown on them. Yeah, they're beautiful and very common in pretty much all parts of the United States. So yeah, we have, what's the first stage? The egg stage. And then after the egg comes the caterpillar. Good job. And then the caterpillar sheds its skin, eats and grows and eats and grows and sheds its skin, and eventually makes a chrysalis. And then out from the chrysalis comes the butterfly. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed our butterfly story of the butterfly house. Again, it's a beautiful story with beautiful, rich illustrations that anyone would love. And it's a beautiful, beautifully written story as well. And I hope you enjoyed that. So yeah, if you want to learn more about butterflies, you can watch some more of my videos that I'm posting and enjoy some more stories. Yeah, have a great day.